Okay, Rob, you have the big goods.
No, I don't. Nick brought us a beautiful concept. One of those concepts that, all great thinkers, you don't. No one has thought of it, and then as soon as someone speaks it into existence, it clicks in everybody's mind, and it's this new currency with which we can communicate and understand each other.
Kant's kategorische Imperativ.
Genau.
So we're talking about my brilliance of German Joker.
It's basically the same.
Yeah,
feeling like German Joker.
Feeling like German Joker. I mean, I do feel like German Joker a lot of the times when I go to the store and I'm just the only one paying with a debit card for like something that's like €2, and they're just like, what?
Yeah,
you're fucking wild. Like you're twisted. You live in a society, man.
It's important that we establish this canon because it was said off mic, but the only Joker that we recognize is Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, yeah.
Yeah, and he was posting like used condoms to his friends to get used to the like role.
Also like a pig's head. Or
yeah. Well, and the equivalent of that in German society is using a debit card to pay for something at €2 at Reva.
German men sending people women used condoms. That's normal German activity. What's twisted in German society is Jared Leto would absolutely cross the street when it's red in front of children, and then he would turn to them and say, "Why so serious?"
You're just freaking out. Oh my God. Somebody think of the children.
I need to sit down.
Kant dictates if we don't act perfectly all the time, then it'll be chaos.
You guys know the scene in the Dark Knight where there's that giant pile of money?
Yeah.
And he lights it on fire?
Yeah.
It's that, but it's plastic bags.
That's dark. And twisted.
Yeah. Twisted.
He doesn't put down the separator on the little conveyor belt in the supermarket.
Oh my God. You gave it a name? Does it have... It has a name.
I just call it the separator.
Literally, I have seen Germans like wait until you're like they're standing there with just all their shit in their hands.
You don't know where to put it. You don't know if it's your space
No,
yet.
but exactly. And so like you're sitting there, you don't put the thing down. And I love this is just me being fucking twisted. Yeah. And I love watching them suffer because I won't put the thing down, and they will not put their groceries down until all of my stuff has been scanned and is no longer on the conveyor belt. And then finally they just like looking at me in a very menacing way, just throw their shit all onto the thing and then put the Warentrenner there. Or the other one is in like the really aggressive Warentrenner in front of their stuff.
Yeah.
That's also like...
So what I do is when they don't put it down, I just start putting my stuff down with a little bit of space and just kind of like make eye contact. Which DC villain am I?
Well, I like to take the separator and like balance it upright, and then when someone gets mad and attacks me, I slam their head into it and go, ta-da!
Whoa. Actually,
Rob, it's good to have you back, but...
Do you want to see this Warentrenner disappear?
Do you guys say thank you when another person puts it down for you?
No.
Because they get... You don't?
No.
I thank everyone.
Not.
Yeah,
if you don't thank your bus driver, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I live, a little bit on the edge here, in case you can't tell.
When I get off the bus, I hand my bus driver a used condom.
It's just common courtesy.
It's just what you do. That's Joker culture. You can't take that away from me.
Yeah.
If you fucking if you even like question that, you're the real racist.
Without even doing anything, I think German Joker is already pretty twisted because he's a white guy who wears white face makeup, and white Germans usually do they don't have white face. They have other colors.
This is bleeding over into
pretty twisted.
This is bleeding over into I think Dutch Joker.
Yeah, I was about to say this sounds like the Netherlands.
Well, that's the question: which country is the most Joker, and which one's Bane?
Okay.
Do we want to do Scarecrow, or has everyone forgotten Scarecrow? I think everyone's forgotten Scarecrow.
I didn't forget
Scarecrow is like Moldova or something.
We cared about you with the Transnistria shit at the beginning, but other shit has happened since then.
Yeah, and what's Liam Neeson's character?
He's Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Ra's al Ghul. Okay, we're getting a little ahead of myself.
Okay.
My theory is that the most twisted thing that's happened in Europe is Brexit, which means that the UK, specifically Boris Johnson, is the Joker. And wouldn't you know, if you Google Boris Johnson Joker, there are a lot of there's a lot of fan art. Let's just say
I've seen you found my Twitter alts.
But it does make sense because then the EU, this big bad EU, is Batman. Ra's al Ghul being the United States, training the EU until it can, conquer the world on its own right. And Boris Johnson is the only one standing athwart this, evildoer. He's not seeing how crazy society.
Where are the trade deals?
That really scared me just now.
I'm Europe.
Oh my God.
It's simple. We leave the EU.
Wait, is that your Boris Johnson?
That's the Joker. Boris Johnson.
No.
You guys never heard Boris Johnson speak, clearly.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Well, I did watch all 45 minutes. There's a video on YouTube, all scenes of the Joker in The Dark Knight compiled, a 45-minute video. And there's the scene when they arrest the Joker, and he's like, I don't want to Batman, and he's talking about how I don't want to kill you, you complete me, which is basically like the right wing in the UK with Brexit. Like, they don't want to, if you really leave the EU, then what else do you have? That's kind of like the whole specter that you can like get out. You have the elites you can rail against. Like, you don't have Batman to kick around anymore. What's the Joker gonna do?
True.
We'll go back to grooming gangs, and that whole thing's just gross and messy. No one wants to talk about that.
I do think that the right, like the right wing in the UK, when they imagine Boris Johnson taking on the EU, they think of the Joker going to like meet with the mob bosses, and he's just like twisted, and he's like.
But you mean
get away with anything.
You mean in like the horrible Suicide Squad version where it's just a strip club?
Wait,
and the
you
Joker.
think that movie is horrible?
I'm sorry. The greatest chapter of the DC universe,
thank you.
Suicide Squad, where the Joker is in that strip club thing, and he's just like pretending to be a rapper. Like that's what they mean, right?
I've never seen Suicide Squad. That sounds right.
Yeah,
that is well. All right, think about it. Because what is the EU? All right, Batman. Gotham has fallen into crime.
Yeah.
Mobs running everything, and only Batman can with his vast
Fascism.
riches and his technological superiority.
Privilege.
Can he take countries like Bulgaria and say, you've fallen into a mafia state, you have to join us under the protection of Batman?
Yeah. And then, of course, his parents were killed. His parents were, I don't know, the divine right of kings? What's Europe here?
Yeah,
The Habsburgs.
What's
The
Europe's
Habsburgs. Yeah. The Habsburgs and Hitler.
What a romantic couple.
Yeah.
Poor little Batman coming out, fucking just like genetically deformed.
Yeah.
Fucking one like his mom, and then his dad is Hitler, and they just both get shot by a really cool anarchist.
No, the EU gets like really scared during a movie theater screening. They go to the back with his parents, Hitler and one of the Habsburgs, and all of the Habsburgs are there in some sort of like large incestuous ball.
Yeah, it turns into like a fucking like Cronenberg monster.
Such a generic Habsburg. And Cronenberg, Habsburg, and Hitler are just behind the movie theater, and then of course they get shot by Hitler. So,
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was thinking, I don't know, like what's his name, Gavrilo Princip or someone. Stalin. Doesn't wait, is that Batman or Spider-Man that I'm thinking of? That then he meets the person who kills his. Oh no, yeah.
That's the first Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
With Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best Spider-Man.
The best Peter Parker, the worst Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's my line.
Yeah.
He's a really good Peter Parker.
Yes, because
Those
he's
movies
really
are bad.
sad.
If we're going to keep talking about this movie, you need to tell me which European country every character is.
Okay.
So, which European country has a Nickelback soundtrack? 'Cause that was Spider-Man 2.
The thing
Belgium.
about
Belgium has a Nickelback soundtrack.
Okay.
Really?
I don't know why they just do. Or the Netherlands. Netherlands.
Oh no, I'm down with Netherlands. Yeah.
Netherlands is also down with the sickness, but it's a disturbed song. So
But it's a country cover of Down. Hang on.
No, there is.
Don't Google that, Gerard. It's too
There
powerful.
is
A country cover of.
Down with the sickness.
No, stop it. No.
We don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have time.
Shit. I really need to listen to that.
Do you guys know the real reason why the Lib Dems and the Remain diehards don't like Jeremy Corbyn?
Why?
Because he always says we live in a society. He has secret Joker energy.
Yeah.
The Lib Dems definitely think they're Batman, but they're like
Exactly.
yeah, they're not even Robin. They're like
No.
Alfred.
But fucking like
Hey, come on.
Jeremy
Alfred is a
Corbyn.
cool guy.
Jeremy Corbyn then is just like fucking Bane. He's cool. Like
Interesting.
Well, we were saying earlier that what is Bane? If a European country were Bane, the only Bane, the one scene I can remember from that movie is when he just like, I don't remember what he does. He goes into the stock market and like just crashes it. So, he's Greece.
yeah. Okay.
I was thinking
At least
I was born in the economic crisis.
so that was the line I was thinking of like constantly reminding everyone that you were born in the darkness, even though it sounds like you had a pretty cushy upbringing. So, Poland is Bane.
Yeah. But we all know who the real Joker of Europe is. Stalin.
Because he's cool, right?
Yeah,
we all want to be him.
The giant pile of money, but it's wheat.
Watch me make this ice pick disappear.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, lights a giant pile of wheat in Ukraine on fire.
The entirety of Ukraine.
Hey, welcome to your weekly corner, Späti. I guess I'm your host. Yeah, I'm just
Nick.
gonna assume that I'm your host, Nick, and we got a full house. Rob is back. Back from
Yay.
Georgia. He found Stalin too.
Yes.
He's sitting in the corner. We will not let him talk.
He only speaks
He
Spanish.
only speaks.
All I prepared were those Joker jokes, so I'm not going to.
I am refusing to yes and this bit.
But yeah, joined. Obviously, you heard Rob's here. Kieran also in the corner,
Yes.
being Irish.
I've been really invested in hamster YouTube. It's YouTube influencers
Wait.
who have like hamsters and make
okay.
terrariums for their hamsters. No, it's legit. I have no jokes here. It's real good. It's really therapeutic watching a hamster just like run through tubes.
I had a hamster actually.
It is therapeutic to see your lived
I-
experience reflected in art. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually built a labyrinth for my hamster,
Yeah.
and I put it's called yogurt drops, so it's like little drops, and they like to.
Julia was microdosing her hamster.
They like to
In
nibble
case
on
you
them.
didn't, and obviously, in case you guys didn't hear, also Julia's here.
Oh yeah,
She didn't give you a chance
me.
to introduce her
Sharing-
properly.
Oh hi.
Yeah.
It's almost my birthday. Well, when
This podcast might get interrupted with cake at some point.
Oh yeah.
But no singing of the song because it's not technically your birthday yet. So German Joker Hours is singing Happy Birthday before it's your birthday.
True. Brings back
Like 2
luck.
months before.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday! Julia.
Oh my god, that would ruin my life.
Every German's just head would explode.
Yeah.
German
probably
Joker
die.
makes other people pay for him on his birthday.
Oh. German Joker doesn't want to split the receipt.
German Joker is never contrent. He just
Where he then also tries to pay with card everywhere he goes to a restaurant.
Yeah.
German Joker orders a lot of Schaf on his dinner.
he just gets the bill from the restaurant and just puts it down at the table and just like stares at you blankly. German Joker isn't aware of the concept of contrent. That's actually it. He just gets the bill and comes back and just ignores the question when asked.
Yeah. So you want to hear that hamster story?
I
or
do,
not?
sorry.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
going to ask, but I thought
All
I
right.
missed something.
Yeah, so I thought because I watch a lot of movies where they do like experiments with
Like I said,
little animals.
it's nice to see your lived
Wait.
experience reflected in art. That,
Yeah.
what you're
So,
going through.
Yeah, like a little. So I took Lego and I put like those yogurt drops in there. So I thought he might find his way, but he was really confused and he just jumped over the Lego thingies and got immediately to the yogurt drop. Stupid hamster.
Well, you were microdosing him, and so he figured out how to disrupt your system. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like all those tech people.
Damn, your fucking hamster is like a CEO of a
Was.
startup.
Yeah, those weren't yogurt
Before he
drops.
got flushed down the toilet.
Those were the
He didn't get flushed. He died from cancer, and it's really sad.
oh jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if your hamster had taken real medicine instead of doing fruit smoothies like Steve Jobs, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
They weren't yogurt
You
drops.
made a tech hamster.
They
It
weren't
was
the yogurt
placebo.
drops. They were the pills from Limitless.
Oh god. Oh my God! Rest in peace, Jim.
Yeah. So
He was named Jim.
Yes.
Was it named Jim or Yim?
No, it was Jim because of Jim Knopf, that kind of racist puppet show from Germany.
Yeah, that's out. That's tracks.
I was a kid.
Yeah, that's all right. Every like children's media we watched, I think, was slightly racist. Don't worry about it.
Except for Alfred Jodokus Quack.
Oh yeah, no,
Best
that
one.
was like
That was
just history.
fucking woke as fuck. With ducks, actually. History with ducks.
Wasn't his girlfriend black?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was.
it was a black duck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
And there was Hitler. He was a crow.
We have to watch this show.
Yo, got me feeling like Crow Hitler.
His name was Kra.
That is menacing. Yeah, and the flag was just like
It
a
was
white circle with the
exactly
black crow print.
Yeah,
in the middle
exactly.
Of it.
Exactly.
Kieran, it's
Yeah.
an ancient Indian symbol.
It just means shrine in Japan. It's fine.
So, yeah, fascism.
Yeah. What's
Shit.
up with that?
What's up with that?
Do you know what's like Hindu nationalism, but from Italy, Europa? Whatever's happening in Poland.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about today. Because the Polish elections happened. Should I talk about the Polish elections?
Yeah, you can briefly. I mean, you covered this on previously in Europe, right?
We will, yes, yeah.
Okay, well-
Next episode.
Then don't go too deep in it.
Yeah.
Because we have some weirdos who listen to that other show.
That's
'Cause
true.
They're all canceled.
Everyone who listens to this is cancelled. Okay, yeah. So basically, the big shake up of this whole thing is you've got like the opposition have kind of gotten their shit together for like the first time in a while. Like all the remotely left wing parties like made a coalition together.
No coalition, and that is the twisted point here.
Twisted, nice.
Polish Joker is
Because
trying to
last
fight PiS
time-
party without a coalition.
Actually, last
Yeah.
time they had a coalition, and that was the problem because this time they just put people from the different like parties on the list for what's the name? Fuck.
Oh,
Come on, you.
Levica?
No, the Social Democratic SLD. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they put the people from Viosna
and Razan.
and exactly on their list. They didn't build a coalition because the coalition last time they tried failed.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we have that. They did all right, I guess. They got 49 seats. That's better than, like, not being in the parliament at all, like they were last time.
That is way better.
Yes.
And yeah.
Then we have, like, the weird liberal opposition, which is, like, what's called Civic Coalition. They came in second, 34 seats. Yeah, am I reading that? No, sorry, 134 seats actually this time around. Sorry, and but yeah, the big winners are still the PiS party.
Of course.
235 seats in the Sejm and 48 in the Senate.
The interesting thing is, though, this is the first time that like something left, like that is left from the center, actually gets into the Sejm again. So
Yeah.
this is the first time in a long, long
God, yeah, no, I
time.
can. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I guess when we get to this, we might get to this, but I was reading about the history of. It's very easy to catch up on the history of like modern Poland because it's been around for like 2 weeks. But like, God fucking damn, the last time the SLD were in government was just an absolute shit show.
Yeah, the thing is, the problem is, well, we have this situation in the 90s. Yeah, exactly, and they supported
Everything
a
was
lot.
sold for parts.
They supported a lot of the neoliberal reforms, but that was also there was a problem with Solidarność. There was a problem with them as the accessors of like the Communist Party in quotes. That they. Well, that is actually the problem with being left in Poland in general, because Polish people feel like they got fucked up, like they not fucked
Fucked over?
fucked over.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But probably also getting fucked up, but
everybody in the club drinking tishki.
Exactly. But they also like felt like they got fucked over by the liberals or by social democratic parties.
Yeah.
Because they've noticed that the reforms weren't so much fun, actually. Yeah.
And this neoliberalism thing isn't all it's chalked up to be. Whoa, come on.
And yeah, that's one of the reasons. Also because they kind of don't like the communist past that much.
Yeah.
Right now. They don't hate it as much as Latvia.
But that's a ranking I want to see. Which former Eastern Bloc countries hate their communist past the most?
I think it'd be Latvia and then
Latvia
Poland.
first.
Interesting.
Latvia first. Wait.
Wait, no, not Latvia first.
No,
no.
I
Oh,
didn't
damn
say
it. Yulia's
that.
now magically the head of a Latvian neo-nationalist.
Shit. How did that happen?
Right now. Your
Yeah.
statements you just made.
I was there.
Julia's rising in the ranks quite
So,
John McCain's resurrected body is in flight right now to Latvia to speak to the moderates who just want to celebrate themselves and stand up to Russia.
You can't even have a Latvian flag anymore without being shot in the street by the PC police and
this
some
is literally
Russians maybe.
this is literally the thing that I was talking about earlier, that Poland, if it were a person, if you were to then if that were to happen, Poland would be a failed comedian, and who would be doing the whole rounds of exactly that. They would have their Netflix special about Catholic and proud, PC police be I don't know.
You could do that special that guy did of too extreme for Netflix, and just turns out that Netflix was we never saw this.
But should we just?
Where are all my Catholics at?
Do you ever notice how Catholics walk like this, and there is no one else?
White men are like this, and white women are like that.
That's very relatable.
It's reading about the history of the left in Poland, in modern Poland. Let's say that has been upsetting. Very upsetting. So we can talk about that.
But I mean, okay, we're talking shit here about Poland, about how Poland sucks. But Poland has some defenders. Okay, maybe we should hear them out. Okay.
Can I talk about the left first?
Yeah, sure. You can talk about the left, but I'm just saying, we got to give some time of day to the people who think that maybe PiS getting pissed on isn't all that bad. Maybe you're a sweet little piss pig and you just love it.
Well, but the SRD, actually they've changed recently a bit again. They try to focus more on the social topics of it. So they say okay, what we're interested in healthcare. We're interested in it. Are you interested in healthcare?
They're every single Democratic candidate.
But
do you ever go into the hospital and there's do you want healthcare? And you're like, nah, it's fine.
Not interested in that. Sorry. It's like those people that are waiting in front of a station for you, and they want you to sign up for something, and it's healthcare. Yeah. And you just try to avoid them.
So we have the SLD. They've actually started get a kick up the keister about being a bit more actually left wing, perhaps. And then I guess what kind of kicked this off was you had the foundation of Razem relatively recently. You also had the foundation of Wiosna.
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 I think, yeah.
Okay. Spring.
Spring, yeah.
Which was founded by this openly gay politician.
Exactly.
Biedron.
And
And
Biedron or something.
Robert,
Bob.
Bob Biedron. From my understanding of it, he was doing a very trying to be kind of a Trudeau, Macron, liberal savior type of figure, because he had like decent policies around like gay rights and abortion, but then just absolutely horseshit garbage policies around healthcare.
Yeah.
One of the ones,
but he's an atheist. That is very important.
that is no, I'm sorry, Poland has said he doesn't exist. He's technically not real.
Cancelled.
Kind of twisted, if you ask me.
Polish Joker is just like a very timid atheist who doesn't really talk about being an atheist.
He's also gay.
Yes.
Yeah, you're actually right about that because, like, when you look at the voters for Wiosna, it's mostly people who live in the big cities who have a very education. They have a good education, are quite educated, and also like their income is quite high. So that is why Wiosna is also a bit difficult because it's basically out of those three the one that is the most friendly to like companies and big corporations and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Because like Razem's origin story is also not similar, but like their origin story is very similar. Like the people who founded it were like people who used to work in Sweden. And while working in Sweden, they were like, "Oh shit, Polish society is garbage."
I could have told you that without ever stepping foot in Poland.
Yeah.
Or going to Sweden.
Going to Sweden.
Basically, yeah. He was just like, "We live in a society, and it's not Swedish enough."
I'm just imagining now Polish Bernie Sanders.
Polish Bernie Sanders is the Bernie Sanders bit I did like a month ago when he's just talking about how we can't be the top 1% is racist. We need to spread the slurs around.
No, they're pretty equal with the slurs, I think, in Poland. But yeah, God, like what is the other one? Yeah, okay. So Wiosna, this is the thing that really stuck out with me with Spring Wiosna because this is an absolutely fucking horseshit policy position. Was if wait times on the public healthcare weren't fast enough, the public healthcare fund and like the state would have to pay for your private healthcare as a replacement. And what that would mean is basically just a bunch of taxpayer money going to like private insurance companies, which would then jack up the rates because the state is now like basically paying their wages. It was a garbage policy position. And I hope they fucking got rid of it. Well, the sounds of this, they've been
It literally sounds like a fucking like Liz Warren thing of like, I got a plan and it's garbage.
Well, at least they have a plan.
You want to know how I got these plans?
But yeah, so Razem we would probably agree is like maybe the one with a big like the most potential. But sorry, but also makes up only like only makes up like a marginal like percentage of this group.
Yes.
Levitsa, I say. I don't know how to pronounce it. Shit.
Levitsa. No, that's an actual L, isn't it?
Yeah. But
for fuck's sake, give me
actually,
some IPA, you goddamn bastards. Sorry. Go on.
But the people they address, people who like live in like cities, not the biggest cities, that are maybe like also I think a lot of students who are still like in precarious like working situations and stuff like that. So actually they really address this like precarious work environment that you have in Poland, and so like they have a big focus on workers' rights, and that's something cool, right?
How many seats do they get, or are they part of that coalition?
They're part of the not coalition list.
Oh, okay.
They call it a list. It's not.
Yeah, it's getting a little confusing because I actually can't see how it's been broken down.
We're not here for that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And another left-wing fucking tidbit. 2 left-wing tidbits I found out about Poland that really fucking irk me that I found out today. Polish union membership is like 8%. Which I think is like lower than the US.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And
that is interesting because they have such a history of like
Solidarność.
union. Yeah, of Solidarność. Yeah, exactly. But they also feel kind of fucked over by Solidarność because
they were a CIA op. I mean, that's why I would feel fucked over by them.
I wouldn't say they were a CIA op in that sense that they like.
But that they were though.
Yeah, but they were also there, you know, they were there before, and
Like, yeah, the whole thing, like, not every member of it was like a CIA.
Exactly.
No, I know,
Exactly.
of course,
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
not.
what
I'm
I'm
not
talking about.
stupid.
So like there was like a groundswell of people who supported Solidarność,
Yeah.
and after 1991, from what
Yeah.
I've read, they were hoping that after the Workers United Party collapsed in Poland, which eventually became the PLD, that there would be a new left-wing force that would shed the baggage of the Workers United Party, that would kind of come from the left-wing surge of Solidarność and be like more union-based, more like grassroots rather than top-down. But that didn't manifest because, as you're correctly pointing out, the top of Solidarność was a CIA op, and they were actually no, the neoliberal reforms are cool and good.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that is a big problem, and that is the problem why it's so like it seemed kind of impossible to have a left in Poland because they got super disappointed, and because Solidarność was having this elitist idea of top-down politics and just putting reforms like neoliberal reforms on the country.
One last little weird thing that I found out today about the Polish left was when the SLD came back into power. This is like the successor of the Communist Party that was in charge. Back in 2015, they had this whole thing of like, they majorly campaigned on like abortion reform. But then they had to give that up because the other thing they were negotiating at the time was EU membership. And to get the EU referendum passed, they needed the support of the then Polish Pope to be like, join the EU, it's cool and good. And
Johannes Paul.
Yeah, and then the backroom deal of that was like, but you have to drop all this fucking abortion shit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But they got back on that right now. So like
they've gone back on it now. But that's like one of the contributing factors as to why they like fucking tanked the election afterwards in 2015.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Well,
basically what they want right now is like they're focusing on an atheist state. They want an atheist state. Like
so they want to be fucking Albania then. All right. They're all fucking
That's probably the wrong
Hoja, whatever.
The new president is Richard Dawkins.
No, they want to divide like church and state.
Secular.
Secular, not atheist.
No, they want to make a Hoja state. It's fine, whatever.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're focusing too much about the what if.
Yeah.
And we should be focusing on the what's going down and just the absolute dumpster fire that is this country politically. Yeah. It is nice to kind of look at Poland and be like, okay, there is like this, not everyone is, a little piss pig, but there's a lot of piss pigs.
There's a lot of piss pigs. We kind of talked about this last week when we were talking about resistance within Turkey. There's always resistance in a country.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing?
Go for it.
What I find interesting is like that one of the PiS party EU members, not members,
MEPs.
like MEPs, said, okay, right now we're still facing the oppositional like citizens platform, whatever, the PO, so the other party. Yeah.
Oh, Civic Platform.
Civic Platform. That's I didn't know the English. English.
I don't know
English.
the Polish name.
Yeah. So they are
Tiski platform.
the Tiski platform.
All Polish words are Tiski.
All of this.
It's a tonal language. It's very complicated.
So that right now they see them as the biggest opposition, but in the future they think that Lewica will be the opposition party, which is quite interesting.
I'm horny for that.
Yeah, me too. I want that to happen.
Lewica is brand new in name only because it is just a continuation of all these left-wing parties that were there before.
Okay. Well,
just left unity, okay? Polish left unity.
Still probably pretty racist.
But yeah, come on, gotta let them have something.
Polish unity. It's still a lot of jokes at the expense of, I don't know, who do the Polish hate?
You Jewish people?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. You know what? I don't appreciate you talking about Poland this way.
Uh-huh.
I mean, maybe if we had a Polish person talk about this, we would,
Oh no. Oh no, what's going to happen?
Maybe we would change our minds about how Poland looks. Maybe being a piss pig is actually a good thing. It's good for Europe. Maybe Europe should learn from the piss pigs.
Yeah. If you can't hear us, we're actually pronouncing only one S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is this like a Turkish person saying that there's no, like writing an article saying that there's no...
I mean, you could maybe
No
if there's
ethnic
an article
cleansing.
that there's an article maybe that then's out there from Politico that came out last week about why being a piss pig's a good thing. Similarly to
shit.
how the other day there was an article in Germany written by a Turkish person that Turks aren't racist. So
Yeah.
same vibe.
There was the New York Times article written by Erdogan.
There was literally it was what's that? Well, hold up. Wall Street Journal.
Oh, it was the Wall Street
Oh,
Journal.
Yeah.
how could you mix them up?
The New York Times is
Erdogan
bad.
would never write in the failing New York Times.
Exactly.
Wall
Yeah.
Street Journal projects confidence.
Yeah, Wall Street Journal is like very much like also in that same kind of like Fox News sort of like mode of news production.
Yeah, but what Nick's saying is true, because if an opinion appears in one of these online magazines, it's true.
Yeah.
You can't say anything about it.
So we found one.
Well, I'm going to just reach into this comically large hat I have, just
my
rummage
God.
around.
Oh my god.
Maybe we're going to find a nice hot take about Poland. That's that, a little
I'm
ASMR.
scared. Wait, is this our Halloween special?
Yeah, our Halloween special is fascism.
The hat is a witch's hat.
What's this? Opinion in defense of Poland's ruling party. Poles are sick of being branded as right-wing extremists just because they don't think patriotism is a dirty word.
Such a dirty word.
I also love the picture they've coupled with this. It's the best.
Wait, can I see it?
This is
The
a photo.
terrifying National
haven't-
Day march that they always have.
Oh my
pretty sure-
god,
That's probably the exact same one that Stefan Molyneux
Yeah.
was
yeah,
fucking getting a
basically
boner at.
it's basically a Nazi march.
I love how that like in the Stefan Molyneux documentary, which we're gonna mention this like a little bit later.
Yeah.
But there's just like a photo of just like neo-Nazis marching, and he just like continuously just like shows, not a photo, it's a video that he took that he just continuously shows just like how great it is that these people are marching for freedom, and like on their shirts are just like neo-Nazi shit.
Stefan Molyneux is like a beautiful child.
Yeah.
Get into the world.
But yeah, go.
I've
Rob,
watched that documentary. We'll talk about it later.
I don't know how to pronounce her name. Maybe Yuli can give it a shot.
Oh.
Yeah, Agnieszka Kolakowska. Thanks for taking that away from me. Like,
sorry, I knew her first name because it's like the most common.
Agnieszka, yeah.
If you look up her Wikipedia, it says she's a philosopher.
Yeah.
Just like Stefan Molyneux, who's also a little bit Polish.
Wait. He's not a philosopher. He is the best philosopher of the 21st century.
Philosopher king of Twitter.
Philosophy is going on YouTube pretending that you're a woman and then writing your own comments.
Well, Kolakowska is like the Hegel to Molyneux's Marx.
Ooh, nice one.
Who's the Polish
Theory.
Feuerbach then?
God damn it, I'm a Hegelian now.
And her father was what?
Rich?
You looked this up.
Yeah, her dad like got kicked out of Poland in like 1968 or some shit like that for being
Right.
counter-revolutionary, which is cool. Good job, communist Poland. We stand you for kicking out this horrible person's father, who is probably even worse than she is.
Wow. That's
I mean,
that
I
got
read the
personal
article.
quite.
I already, like I know that Rob just pulled it out of his hat 3 seconds ago. I skimmed through it really fast right now. Yeah, I mean, you will thank communist Poland for kicking out her father.
Well, damn it, she's a philologist.
Exactly, she's proving them right
Oh,
after the fact.
Yeah,
Wait, she's not a philosopher.
No, she's a philosopher and a philologist.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, philologist is like study of
Actually-
like classical languages. So like it's
yeah, she's a
Yeah.
fucking nerd.
You're fash. You're fash.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
She probably just like
Yeah.
like it just has busts of like Roman and Greek whatever things everywhere. That's probably her like Twitter handle thing.
If you show those like rendered pictures of them of like Roman statues that are painted, to actually look like what they look like,
Yeah.
she probably freaks out and has like a Twitter storm rage.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on. Let's see what she has to say.
Agnieszka.
All right. Again, In Defense of Poland's Ruling Party by Agnieszka Kolakowska. That's that right?
No, but whatever. Go on. No one cares. It's Polish.
Angie Kolki.
Angie.
Angie.
Why are so many in Brussels and the United States intent on making Poles the bad guys of Europe?
The two places, Brussels and the United States.
Extremist parties have made inroads in Greece, Austria, and Germany. The most popular party in Italy is led by a far-right immigrant basher. In the UK, the opposition party is led by an anti-Semitic, hardline Marxist.
Damn, take that, Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh.
There is worrying authoritarianism in Hungary and anti-Semitism is on the rise across the bloc. So her argument
But
here is
not in Poland.
there are first. Why is everyone making Poles the bad guys of Europe? There are a lot of bad people. I think every single one of those other countries is talked about more than Poland, at least in terms of the worrying rise of the far right in Europe.
Yeah.
So I think it's effectively layered, the kind of
But there's like
pecking
nothing
order.
to talk about in Poland with the far right rising because they've just been there forever.
Risen, yeah.
Yeah.
Take it out of the oven, the bread's done, it's risen.
Well, so her name actually has a weird L, so it's Koliakowski.
Okay, whatever.
Oh,
Just
what's
wanted
up?
to say
What's
that.
up now?
Footnotes, corrections, we did it.
And my
Don't at us.
My
with the
favorite
correct
part is
pronunciation
that
of this
she uses
monster.
pretty strong language about Italy, about Jeremy Corbyn, and then when it gets to Hungary, it's like it's a little worrying, but overall, it's not bad.
Wait. Sorry.
No spoilers.
No, I'm not going to spoil.
Do you want to?
Well, what's up?
Do you want to add something?
Well, her dad was also a philosopher, and it says his influences were Kant, Hegel, Marx, Engels, and Spinoza.
Yeah, but then he wasn't like.
And he influenced Chomsky.
No, but then you have to he becomes a massive critic of communism.
Well, that sucks.
He got woke.
Yeah, he got woke and he realized like, damn, racism.
Okay,
I
I
want more
just
of
wanted
that.
to talk about. Okay.
You got the it's Venom goop, but it's racism.
He's like
wakes you up.
no, he's the 1940s Polish Brendan O'Neill. Like, it starts off Trotskyist, but then it becomes weird.
Continuing on. Meanwhile, in the U.S., the quote liberal left is attempting to substitute identity politics for democratic process and to impose censorship in the name of anti-discrimination. But everyone seems to have an obsession with Poland. Why? Only thing to comment on here is that the identity politics is coming from the U.S., and it's not the countries that just love to defend their own culture and patriotism.
Yeah, I know. Like, white nationalism is not
And identity.
identity politics.
Catholic
It's a
can't,
lifestyle, okay?
Catholic can't be an identity because there's nothing else.
True. Yeah.
Silence. Someone spoke the truth.
Poland is far too often portrayed as a country without due process, without democracy or free speech, and without a free press. It's described as suffering under censorship, corruption, and nepotism, under the yoke of a far-right government. None of this is true.
None of it.
Oh no.
I don't know if like anyone's ever seen like Polish like how the Polish state functions from like a EU perspective, but it's like incredibly difficult to like work with it because they just change every department like every like couple of years purely because of nepotism. And they just like combine random things and just like, oh yeah. And Hungary does the exact same thing where it'll just be like, oh yeah, like you're like the cousin of some fucking dude and who's like a high party member of what's it called? Fidesz or PiS or whatever it is. All right, you're gonna get this post now. We don't fucking care. And yeah, but go on. Yeah, none of that exists. There is no nepotism. There's
No.
nothing bad.
It's all fine.
Kieran's looking at hot photos on his laptop. Getting
Can I
distracted.
see it?
Yeah, sorry.
I wanna
Put
see
it
it.
on mistake. But they
Sorry, it's just funny.
What was it?
it's a woman from behind in a crowd. Therefore,
it was
it's
up for like a
porn by
minute.
Rob.
That's why I was fucking confused.
Oh, okay.
I cut all that out. No one in Poland is in jail for political reasons. Protesters are free to demonstrate in the streets like everywhere else in the EU.
If they're Nazis.
Yeah, refer to the photo right above you. Nazis are free to demonstrate in the streets. What are you complaining about? There is due process and equality before the law. Universities are independent, as are the courts, and neither they nor any other democratic institutions come under political pressure more than they do anywhere else. Indeed, probably less so.
Wait, what?
Poland, they're just like us.
Both they're just like us, but like more off the chain.
I like
We've actually let them run wild a bit. That might be part of the problem.
I like the stuff she said about the justice system.
Oh,
That
it's
is
fine.
so
What are you
true.
talking about?
It's totally fine. There was not like a commission
Yeah.
actually set up by EU lawyers from the whole of the EU to criticize the
Yeah, I mean,
shit that's going on.
we had a department that oversaw the courts, but then my nephew's like Twitch streaming career got off the ground, so we decided we didn't need that department anymore. So it's fine.
Exactly.
Didn't Poland literally got rid of half of their Supreme Court justices because they didn't agree with what the party line was saying of PiS, which is don't get me wrong, there is
PiS line.
Yeah. But if the PiS stream,
that's better. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong, that is a tactic that then I wish that the left would do more often. It's oh, okay, yeah, just we don't like you, so we're gonna get rid of you. Cool. If Bernie Sanders is truly the communist boogeyman that he is, it would be really sick if he just purged the Supreme Court.
Yeah, all of them.
But that's not gonna happen, obviously, because he's kind of a pussy. So, yeah. But no, Poland did do that. They got rid, they just oh, okay, yeah, the retirement age for Supreme Court justice just happens to be this random year that just happens to meet all these people that we don't like.
It's basically also they have a person in the government that is overlooking every fucking decision that is made in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So it's basically, okay, we don't like this, so you gotta change that.
What if they make the wrong decision? You need someone there to check, so that they always make the right decision.
Yeah.
Nor is there any censorship in Poland. Indeed, a great majority of the media is virulently anti-government. But none of this seems to make a blind bit of difference to the European commentariat, which regularly compares Poland to Turkey or Hungary or even Nazi Germany.
Well, hang on.
Hungary?
I thought she said Hungary was fine.
All right, wait, hold up. First off,
Wait, if she doesn't like Hungary, then
First off, this is my Bush 2003 moment of the axis of evil. She just fucking described it. It is these three countries.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nazi Germany is no longer a country, but yeah, Poland, Hungary, and Turkey.
That's Iran now, I guess.
That's the troika of twistedness.
Yeah.
The ruling Law and Justice Party.
Turkish Joker, what would that be like?
Jesus Christ.
wait.
It's just Turkey. Nothing changes.
We should clarify, none of us have seen the new movie. This is all based on the Dark Knight canon.
I read the script. I read the original script of the new movie.
Look who's the fucking movie buff over here.
I fucking hated it. I've heard there's been changes.
The ruling Law and Justice Party, PiS, is not particularly right-wing. Its economic approach is essentially socialist. It likes big government and generous welfare state.
Oh, I love that argument. That's my favorite argument.
That is socialism. Socialism is big government.
Big government.
Let's not ask what the government is doing. Just make sure it's big. I love my thick government.
I want to see it from miles away.
Yo, I fucking love hitting up the government on Chatterbait and just fucking giving it money.
Look, the government has 100% control of all these major industries. The military, the police, and TikTok. Yeah, it's socialism. We did it.
And
the Polish government just keeps hitting me up, telling me to give it more money for its private shows.
and its policies are paying off, especially for the marginalized.
Oh.
Finally, we recognize Silesians.
We don't want them.
They should go back to Silesia.
Since PiS took power in 2015, unemployment has dropped sharply, as has the deficit.
Is this a Trump article now?
Can we please go back to fucking all the Polish minorities that no one fucking knows exists? Let's hear her scream about the fucking Kashubians. Let's fucking go.
Just that classic social concern about cutting the deficit.
Yeah, we need to talk about the Kashubian question.
Yeah. That's the thing too that I think is so funny is that then oh yeah, they're socialists by the way they dealt with the fucking deficit, which is just the neocon fucking only neocon talking point. All right, you fucking got us. They're socialists, and even if they were socialists, that would make them national socialists then, which we don't want. The fuck.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Orban does the same thing, right? In Hungary?
Like what?
This big government help out the Hungarians for Hungary.
Only the Hungarians, and only the rich Hungarians.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're rich, you better have a lot of kids because then you can get richer.
Yeah. There's weird things where he tiny cheese factories in the middle of nowhere Hungary became owned by the state just because it was in a a Fidesz voting area, and it was
I know nothing about this, but that sounds fucking twisted.
It is twisted.
Nationalized cheese.
And nothing else.
How is the Hungarian cheese?
Have you ever had Hungarian cheese?
That's a very good question.
Yeah,
I think
then
I've had Hungarian
exactly.
cheese.
Exactly that right there.
Apparently, it needed to be bailed out, so that should probably tell you something.
If anyone listening has Hungarian cheese, can you please send it to us?
Yeah.
I wanna try it.
No,
Isn't-
dude,
wait,
like seriously,
Langosh is
seriously,
Hungarian, isn't it?
we did get the fucking Saddam Hussein book sent to us in English, so
Hell,
yeah.
hell yeah. And send the Saddam Hussein cheese.
yeah. I want Saddam Hussein's sweet titty cheese.
Ew. Oh.
Okay, Rob, keep going.
Speaking of titty cheese. Oh, no, sorry, I missed the line.
Wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. For the first time since 1989, the forgotten poor in the countryside feel that they are better off and that they are safe. Trust in the police is high, as is support for the government.
We love our cops.
That is always a good sign.
What's the Polish version of that?
You got-
We
love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military.
That is a bad
what,
Polish
what
accent.
was that?
That's really
It's the Tishki
song,
guy.
yeah.
it's a Tishki's-
Which I don't know how Polish he is.
No, probably isn't Polish at all, but he fucking sounds like that. You know exactly that's
Yeah,
the case.
yeah,
We're gonna put that song at the end.
I think it was better. It was better with
Fucking
Polish.
judge.
Nick's
Yeah. Accent. My fucking accent is spot on.
Wait until the episode later to find out Nick's not racist.
I was about to say.
Is Nick racist? Find out next week on Corner Späti.
Same Späti time, same Späti channel.
Who's that accent?
It's Silesian.
Look, I'm just asking question. Why are the Silesians all in control of the big banks? Like, I'm just asking questions.
I almost spit my Tishki.
That's literally the fucking like death sentence in Poland.
Well, it's proudly. Wait, where does it say? It says
It's the
It
top.
says it
It's
on
up
the-
here.
proudly made in Poland.
Proudly made in Poland.
Yeah, there's no nationalism here. I'm fine to be found on this bottle. Go on.
If some conservative Polish intellectuals are theoretically prepared to throw the baby of liberalism out with the bathwater of identity politics and all the rest, their view is not
Without
the
the
one.
please keep the white nationalism in that bucket.
Their view is not the one promoted by those in government, whose vision is no more illiberal than elsewhere in Europe.
Sorry.
Don't look into what's happening elsewhere in Europe.
You just said how bad the rest of Europe is a few paragraphs above.
Yeah.
Oh God, I fucking yeah. I mean, but it's the stuff that then like to be fair, because when Rob and I were melting our brains over this, not that we found this article beforehand or anything. Rob did pull this out of a hat.
I posted this a while back in the Discord, being like, "Look at this shit."
I've seen
You
it.
didn't,
and
No,
I
you
wanted
didn't. No,
to
you didn't.
Yeah.
read it,
No,
and
No,
I
you didn't.
didn't.
We found this right now.
Okay.
But it goes into the sense like when we were talking
A
when we were
magician
talking
never
about
reveals his secrets.
exactly. It goes back to the thing that like we were talking about with ASMR Poland. Yes.
Yes.
When we were talking about with like New Democracy in Greece, it's like Europe wants that sweet racism, and I
Yeah.
think that this is at least like honest in that sense of depending on. I mean, she's using the example of just like look around Europe. Yeah, like you can look around Europe because there are other countries that are
And
just,
it's
like,
shit.
Yeah, and it's shit and it's
Yeah.
garbage, and she's just like, and why can't we be that way? And for some countries, they're encouraged to be that way. But then when Poland does it, yeah, I could if I was a Polish white nationalist like her and Stefan Molyneux, I'd be mad that Europe Europe
I
is
would-
like telling me to be like, oh, I can't be racist, but the Greeks can be racist. Yeah, what the fuck? Like, come on.
That is actually very similar to the whole bailout of Greece thing, because Eastern Europe got pissed when that happened, being like, but we're also poor. Why can't we be racist and poor?
Yeah, and it at the core, it's stupid. It's a stupid fucking argument, but ultimately, it is kind of true, is it not? Like, Greece can fucking
What?
go a little crazy and elect maybe a fascist party.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm not going to say that. Nia
I'll never
Demokrati is-
tell.
I'll never tell if Nia Demokrati is a fascist party or not. But like.
You show a little ankle, kill all the refugees. It's fine.
Maybe be bad. Promote some aspects of the military dictatorship. You don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, continuing on. Yes, Catholics in Poland, much like religiously motivated groups in the U.S.,
No, they're the only people in Poland.
have sought to institute a total ban on abortion. But so far they have not succeeded. Some have sought to allow pharmacists the freedom to refuse to sell contraceptives, but there too they have failed. Excellent word choice on that, by the way. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming her English is pretty good. I don't like to pick on people's English, but the freedom to refuse to sell contraceptives, just like the freedom to organize fascist parties, that inalienable right.
That's like when people tell you that it's like I have the freedom to not serve X people that I don't like at my restaurant. It's like that's. No, you don't. Stop it.
Yeah. I do like I like how she's laying this out, being like, Catholics in Poland, like extreme religious groups in the United States. It's like, yeah, that's kind of true. But extreme religious groups in the United States are 45% of the population? Poland's got 99% of the shit down with Catholics, and they still can't fucking manage to do this. Love it so good.
It continues on. Polish courts, like those in the U.S., have had to grapple with bakers and printers refusing to bake cakes or print posters for the LGBT community, and their rulings have been just as varied. The question of religious freedom is just as hotly debated in Poland as it is in the U.S. I might and do think discrimination in the name of religious freedoms deeply misguided, but the same debate is going on in the U.S., sometimes with similarly mind-boggling rulings. And while I often find myself in sharp disagreement with friends on the right, we can have a rational discussion without flinging around Nazi and fascist epithets.
That's like when Ellen DeGeneres sits down with George W. Bush at a Texas Rangers game.
Poland can sit down with the United States.
Yeah.
They have a lot in common.
They just want to chat, and this is what makes me believe in America again. I know.
There is a really good edit of her.
I know.
Apology
I've
video.
seen it.
Yeah, it's so good with all the tortured Iraqis flashing in the background as she's apologized. Oh, it's so good. God damn it! Keep going with this nonsense. I hate it. I hate every bit of it.
I got a couple jokers I forgot to get in. Should I just throw these in here? In The Dark Knight when he the Joker breaks into the dinner party.
Yeah.
And they're all like, and then he grabs an old guy and it's Patrick Leahy, the senator in the United States.
Yeah.
He's just a random politician, and I'm imagining your German Joker would grab Jean-Claude Juncker, and Jean-Claude Juncker would be like, "You can't do this to us," while he's just pounding those little martinis that are going around the party. We did one paragraph, and then I thought we need a little recharge. Remember, don't get depressed. Be happy. Be funny. It's not depressing. Is anti-Semitism on the rise in Poland? Not really.
So there is a rise. It's just in the not really category.
Which is if you're already extremely anti-Semitic. It's
Wait, but doesn't she define herself as Jewish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fascinating. But it's like the Jewish people in the U.S. who like Viktor Orban for some bizarre reason, because they're just
I saw a picture of him with Netanyahu.
Yeah, exactly. It's that exact same because it goes from what at least I'm assuming, and I guarantee that I'm right. Her idea then of being Jewish is being a Zionist.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know her.
And I mean that is probably it. It probably goes nothing into the sense of actually the actual rhetoric of anti-Semitism of the George Soros conspiracy that PiS does believe in because or the other shit that then actually is anti-Semitism.
Well, they're very willing partners in this whole Visegrad 4 type of thing, because this is something that's come up with it, and it's the strategy I believe for the left in the EU, which is to basically be good Viktor Orban.
Feeling like good Viktor Orban.
But if you had a left leader in your European country, you could just be Viktor Orban in the sense of EU sucks. They're stopping us from doing all this shit nationalizing TikTok. Or whatever the fuck.
TikTok's already nationalized.
That's a good point.
They have to nationalize Hungarian TikTok.
Nationalize Vine. We're bringing back
Hungarian TikTok is just taking photos of you and your very big son eating goulash.
But like, yeah. So this whole idea of like good, that you would have like a left wing in Europe that is just like kind of revolting against Europe and just like playing a game of chicken with it, being like, hey, we're gonna fucking nationalize Vine. What are you gonna do? Which is what
I'm gonna do nothing. That's cool. Do it.
Which is what like Poland and Hungary is doing. They're like everything the EU does about like, hey, your courts are fucked up. They're just like, yeah, cool, look into that. Keeps fucking up the courts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing happened
And
afterwards.
nothing happens.
And I mean,
Yeah, and they fucking need the EU. Like they don't want to leave
Oh,
the
no, of
EU.
course.
They take the money, they
But,
take
like-
the funds, they take everything. They take like it's kind of like a selective. Okay,
We
like,
talked about this with, like, the
selective
far right-
democracy kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we take this out of like we like this part of the constitution and we're gonna interpret it like this.
Yeah.
That happens in Poland a lot, or like Hungary is saying like, oh yeah, we take these funds for family policy and we're gonna fucking like put anti-abortion posters up.
Yeah.
I think that there's like a general point that like the left actually has to like learn about this is that there is, I don't want to use the word disruptive because that's stupid, but there is like
Stupid Silicon Valley
Right.
stuff.
yeah, stupid Silicon Valley shit, but there is something that then if the left were to ever take control of a major European, like very far left that like
Yeah.
actually wanted to like, be extremely radical, it would appear the exact same way, but just for shit that you like.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to like take into
Yeah.
consideration that like going against the EU and shit like that is good when you're not a racist piece of shit fucking neo-fascist government. Like, especially Orban is more so, I'd say, than PiS. PiS is bad and problematic as we obviously know, but Orban is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
He's
And-
also smart.
Yeah, and they're not stupid, and there is
Yeah.
I think like a general sense of like, liberal democracy is a sham, and these parties fucking recognize that,
Yeah.
and they're using that then to the sense of like, okay, like how do these mechanisms function so we can get like this is like a means to our end, and their end
yeah,
is
definitely, and
is-
that's how it
Yeah.
works. I mean, Orban was the one defining the term of a liberal democracy.
yeah, exactly.
Like, and fucking like everyone in social sciences and political sciences keep using this term, and it's like
Yeah.
they keep using it instead of like selective democracy or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. And they keep using it and reproducing it, and this puts Orban into like the on the top of this like movement, this kind of like movement of illiberal in quotes democracy.
And he owns it up. Like
And and he knows how to. He knows how the EU functions. He knows how all
Yeah.
of this
Knows how
functions.
to brand,
and he
hustle on
fucking
Twitter.
Yeah.
yeah, and he picks the like cherries. Is that an idiom?
Yeah.
Does that
No,
work?
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that he likes, and he uses them, and he
Yeah, but I mean, like, just the only thing is that it really pisses me off that the right actually has like the guts to do this shit, and you even see this then like in like the U.S. and it may also be because the structure of liberal democracy's default is this shit.
Yeah.
And they're more like, I guarantee that, okay, we see this then with peripheral nations of the European Union. If they try to be more radically left-wing, they just get the fucking boot. Or they have to cave in and become neoliberal, like you saw with Syriza.
Yeah.
And, like, but, I don't know, like, maybe, like if Corbyn does end up as the prime minister of the UK, like, imagine what the rhetoric against him is going to be, because we've already seen with the anti-Semitism, we've already seen it, which isn't a thing, except for fucking boomers who post on labor forums on Facebook. But like within the party, there isn't like a strict line of anti-Semitism like there is in PiS or there is in Fidesz and stuff like that. And what's then the reaction going to be when like Corbyn starts rolling out these massive platforms and then using then like the systems of the state in order to then use it as a means to an end? It's going to be way more of a ridiculous, like these articles are not going to exist except from like out of like Jacobin,
So this is the thing that like this is kind of what I was getting at to the point though, is that like Hungary is not like a terribly huge nation within the EU. It is comparable in size and GDP.
It shouldn't exist.
Okay. We talked about the Habsburgs earlier. We're not doing it again.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Hungary and Turkey, you're both canceled. You shouldn't exist. Poland, I'm keeping an eye on you.
Greater Silesia.
Talk about that later.
Yeah. But the thing with Hungary, though, is it is a comparable population size and economy to Greece.
Yeah.
Like, if this was just Orban, the EU could crush it.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, Orban is being propped up by its alliance with Poland, which is a country you cannot crush within the European Union because it's, on a European Union standard, fucking massive.
Yeah, and Greece doesn't have an alliance of the Visegrad or anything like that.
Syriza Greece had no one to back. Like, if it was Syriza Greece and there was like something comparable happening in.
I'm just sorry. You with the fucking no friends thing. Just made me think of like cities that came up in what 2012, and just they heard that fucking Drake song "No New Friends." And they're like, yeah, this is our fucking motto right here. Just Alexis Tsipras just heard this, like, yeah, that's right, no new friends. You see what, Alexis Tsipras? You fuck Greece up because you like Drake too much.
Well, Drake certainly knows how to ingratiate himself with the elites. He knows where the bread is buttered. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
no one can remember sayings.
That whole chapter in Elephant in the Room about Drake and how he was reacting to the IMF, that was weird.
Yeah, Drake would just go around and be like, yo.
Oh my god.
That's what Marvin's Room is about.
Like, he's like pick up all the money. You deserve
it. In the IMF, picking up money. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I understand global finance.
I do.
All right, go off, King.
You actually cut me off in the middle. You guys kind of went off. Okay, so is anti-Semitism on the rise in Poland? Well, stay tuned. All these things will be discussed. All of your concerns will be addressed and answered. Don't worry.
Damn it! I'm cutting Yulia off has now turned into cutting Rob off.
Well, cutting me off is rude. Cutting Yulia off, that's irony. So, so you know.
Is it racism because you're Syrian?
No. Okay.
I can do it. I'm Turkish.
Yulia is Polish, right? So there we go. We all have our counters here.
I'm German. Kind of.
Yeah. That's always problematic, isn't it? Wait, are you Polish when you're German in Poland?
Well,
no, I don't think so.
I was asking.
Russian.
I was asking. You can cut this part.
Like super Prussian.
Russian person with a cape.
Is anti-Semitism on the rise in Poland? Not really. Is there as much of it as in France or Holland, say? Hardly.
Oh,
shots fired.
I actually know very little about anti-Semitism in the Netherlands. Also, she's cancelled for calling it Holland. I'm sorry, I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Is it equally murderous and virulent? Not remotely. But still, everyone is in bits about Poland.
Didn't all the Polish Jews already get murdered?
Exactly. The thing is, it's called anti-Semitism without Jews.
That's called innovation.
It's actually a term.
Right, you take
disrupting the anti-Semitism market.
I don't know this one Polish person just been like, so look, get this, right, man? Get this. All right, all the world's banks, all the world's nations are all controlled by a shadowy cabal of someone. It's on the tip of my tongue, man.
It's actually, but it is a term, actually. Okay. And that is what happened, like, in the 60s and stuff like that, and, like, later on, and still is.
What are they just like, damn, the Nazis are way too good at this. We can't fucking be anti-Semitic anymore because, what was it, 95% of the Jewish population got murdered in Poland.
Yeah.
And then they always use that fucking statistic to be like, oh, that was actually 95% of Poland.
Yeah, they say, like, oh, 95%
it's like,
of
no, it wasn't.
Polish
like,
people.
I think
like,
what was like 5% of Poles got murdered or something by the Nazis of the total population, including Jews.
Yeah.
I was imagining Poland as like the opening of the Borat movie. It's like the running of the Jews.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh God, I hate this country so much.
I mean, they also like to say that Auschwitz is actually like it should be Catholic, like a Catholic memorial site, because there were also Polish people in there. But those Polish people didn't die.
The Nazis just had a fucking, just thorn in their side for Poland.
He actually had like demonstrations from Jewish people at Auschwitz, and then the nuns like called like they were scared. I don't know. And then like
they were scared because they were anti-Semites. It's fine.
A bunch of Polish workers came to help them and tried to throw the Jews out of Auschwitz. It's kind of absurd. Like,
wait, who am I?
I am so confused. How many what level are we on here? Like that in 1944 that would have sounded cool and woke.
Yeah.
In the 2000s that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, and it was recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Right,
It's not too long ago. Yeah.
But anti-Semitism's not a problem there, obviously.
I'm just imagining 1940s Auschwitz, with the like Catholic workers coming into the Jewish people, was like, "Get out!" And they're like, "All right."
Actually, to be fair, there were some like really cool Polish people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Just
This goes
just
back
to.
to
Yeah.
Well, there's
They were,
also a
like-
part of their revisionism of it was like there was no communists here. I was like, there was.
There was.
Yeah.
They were
There
cool.
are a lot of the
like-
Polish people who were killed by the Nazis.
Yeah.
And of course, and there were a lot of people that actually like there was this guy that there was this woman that smuggled out like kids out of like the concentration camp and stuff like that in her wagon or something she was always bringing with her. So like they were really cool like Polish people during like helping.
Yeah,
and,
but they're not in
resistance
government right now,
fighter.
and they're not writing this fucking article.
No, just to clarify. On
No.
like
Of course, it
working,
goes back to the same thing
like,
with the Turkish
revolutionary
thing.
history
Obviously,
here. Yeah.
like
yeah.
there is like like we do like
We
poke
don't
fun
hate
at this
all
shit.
Polish
I
people.
don't hate all Poles, just the ones who write these bad articles.
Polish people do not have a genetic predisposition towards anti-Semitism or fascism. That
Thank
doesn't
you.
happen with any people except for those goddamn Kashubians, which have that part of their brain that make them better at finance, and they just keep tricking us and coming up to me and saying, "Wallet inspector," and asking me for my wallet, and then I never hear back from them. Goddamn Kashubians.
Fucking bureaucracy.
All right.
You guys are speculating a lot. I just want to state a fact.
Yeah, go off, King.
There is no boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement in Poland.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, then they're,
For all their...
they're not anti-Semitic then. Like
Yeah.
exactly like I said.
Oh, this is the definition of being
Exactly like I said, it
anti-Semitic.
is being a Zionist.
I forgot how she described corporate at the beginning of this article. I'm
Yeah.
remembering now. Oh, goody. Goody
Just knew
gumdrops.
it. If you like Palestine,
If you like your Palestine, you still can have it.
So why all the alarmism about Poland? In part, it's because Warsaw continues to resist attempts at EU bullying and insists on maintaining control over issues of national sovereignty, such as migration and border management. This is frowned upon by those who have vested interest in maintaining a European kleptocracy of elites.
look at you.
Wow,
saying
wow.
kleptocracy.
Big words from a person who
someone-
probably supported everything that happened to Greece back in.
Literally, yeah.
Someone doesn't like refugees. I
Yeah.
have a feeling.
You took a very long way to saying a slur about Arabs.
Seriously.
That was a very long paragraph about that.
I think it gets even a little bit more clear, and a little shorter roundabout way of saying
This
that
next
same
paragraph
thing.
is just slurs.
But the country is also something of a test case. Is it possible to have a quote,
Test case?
fairly liberal democracy without pandering to identity politics and all the rest of it?
Sorry,
So-
I just imagine this is like the sense of like the Fairly Odd Parents theme song, where then like towards the end of it he starts like wishing for things. It's like duh, duh, like the like just at like just goes off the top of his head like everything that then he wishes. It's that, but racial slurs.
Okay, hang on. So apparently, liberal democracy has to cave to identity politics
So
because every other liberal democracy in Europe has definitely given fair and accurate representation to all ethnic minorities and sexualities at the highest level of government. That has happened, but Poland has resisted it.
Yeah.
the argument, as I understand it, is everyone else thinks in order to have a liberal democracy, take a shot, everyone's favorite term,
Yep.
you have to pander to identity
Can we
politics.
make that a drinking game?
But it's like they don't have a liberal democracy and they don't pander to identity politics, but they do pander to white identity politics. So I don't know what her point is. I'm very confused at this
Yeah,
point. I
she's
still
just
don't
like
understand.
stumbling over
I also
herself
don't
and
understand-
just afraid to admit what she had already admitted in the last paragraph, that she's the racist.
The claim is that like we can do liberal. You just don't like us because we're not doing the identity politics. We still have all your favorite liberal democracy stuff.
Yeah.
liberal democracy's never divulged into anything bad.
We're just like Europe. Just keep saying that mantra. I still don't understand the BDS thing. There's no BDS movement in Poland.
Because
against Poland?
No. She's talking about that there's no anti-Semitism because there's no refugees.
For measuring
that's really dumb.
BDS is, of course, like equals anti-Semitism in her opinion, and that is the only indicator of anti-Semitism.
There's like 4 or 5 major campaigns in BDS in the Berlin local level. So Berlin gets 4 to 5 anti-Semitisms. That's how it works.
It's a point system.
Kieran has a new, this is a little sneak preview of Kieran's new column in the Washington Post. Where he
this is my 538 competitor website, which is just measuring anti-Semitisms in country by number of BDS
He's taking the fact-check Glenn Kessler approach, where you read it and you just say, like, that's 4 anti-Semitisms.
Yep.
It's 4 anti-Semitisms. That's how it
But
works.
Kieran, for some reason, had to be kind of problematic and just use these instead of Pinocchios, just use these very horrible caricatures of Jewish people
they've got
from the 1930s.
Jesus Christ! No, it's a puppet. It's an Italian puppet. I swear. Oh God!
All right, we're on, this is the end. All right, can I get a little maybe patriotic music going in the background for this last little stretch?
Dun, 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 dun.
Poles are sick of being branded as unenlightened, primitive, bigoted, nationalistic, anti-Semitic, right-wing extremists just because they don't think patriotism is a dirty word. They do not like having the liberal agenda currently in vogue foisted on them, their narrative usurped, and their sovereignty made light of. So they fight back. And this too is frowned upon. Poland, for all its faults and mistakes, is grappling with important questions. How do you foster patriotism without facing charges of nationalist xenophobia? How can you reconcile liberal democracy with historic traditions and values? How can you strike a balance between equal rights and religious freedom? Poland is hardly the only country struggling to find a balance. But right now, it looks as if it may have the best chance of succeeding.
Okay,
Can I say something? This is just the narrative of PiS, because this is just rewriting because before it was always Poland the victim of World War II. Now it's like Poland the hero of World War II. Like with the Unconquered video, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it definitely. And it's like this narrative they rewrite it since the rise of PiS party. It's actually the idea that maybe we can make Poland into the hero of World War II. And of everything else right now, because look at Poland, we are facing all these really important questions of how can you have patriotism without being racist or nationalistic? You can't. Spoiler. And it fits into this narrative. So that's it.
Would it surprise you that this Agnieszka, whatever her name is, just permanently just sits in a kiddie pool waiting to be pissed on?
She's a Polish writer and translator based in Paris.
Yeah,
right, that's the end of the article.
Yeah,
Thanks. I really like to think that this entire article was just some sort of unhinged screed because one of her favorite Polish sitcoms has a Lemko character in it now, who's openly Lemkoian. It's I'm really into the ethnic minorities in Poland. It's great.
I like that.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Right? They don't want you to know the truth.
Yeah, I mean, Poland's stupid. I think that we can just this. I'm always amazed how easily we find these in Politico. That's the thing that I find that's just so surprising is that Politico's just fucking on one all the time, especially the European one.
I feel like the European one though has been trying to dip its toe into being how book wild its American competitor is every so often. Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this. I just scrolled down a bit. They have job listings on the European Politico. Did you know that?
I want
Sicherheitsrisikoberater.
All right.
They're all in Brussels, except that one, which is in Burundi. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
What? Burundi is accessing the European Union now. They've met all of their criterion chapters.
No,
it's fine.
The European Politico is sick because they're just it is. You mentioned this before about what's the one that's owned by the same company as NBC that they're trying to make Euronews.
Euronews has majority or plurality ownership by NBC.
Yeah, I feel like it's consciously we love America, which has a shitty media system, which just props up like
Oh, yeah.
either distracts from like the actual like machinations of power to
Or
like
it's
make
just
everything,
fascism.
or it's just fascism. Damn, if we're gonna get this European thing to work, we need our own. So they're just like shoveling like, you know, bad online magazines and like articles in the same way. Okay, we need terrible op-eds. We need conservative writers. We need polls everywhere.
Do you mean polls like people or polls like the
Polish
things?
Every second one, the other one.
That's
Polls.
That's called. I don't tell about my art. I don't tell people what to think. It's open to interpretation. But yeah, that's why EU Politico is just, you know, tickles my funny bone every time I go on.
Yeah, it's
Just
wild.
having a great time.
Yeah.
They are really trying to make everyone care about the Brussels bubble as much as people care about like Washington insider shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, which
What is like the equivalent to being like a Washington Nationals fan in in the European
we
Union?
should go to Brussels. We should go to mini Europe in Brussels. It's the only worthwhile thing. I still have it on my keychain.
Like
me meeting the turtle from mini Europe.
wait, what's Mini Europe?
Mini Europe is a theme park for kids in Brussels, which is a bunch of like train model size recreations of monuments from every European Union country. This
exists?
Yeah, this exists. There's the Basilica in front of the Atomium, which is a real monument, but it's in the background, so it looks small. And the Basilica, which is there. I'll post a picture on the Discord. Join the Discord.
That's this is in Brussels.
This is in Brussels.
That's the most Brussels thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Like-
that is bad.
Literally, I was like, one of my best friends is still dating a half Belgian, half Irish woman, and they were like, "So what's there to do in Brussels?" And he's like, "Have you had beer? Yeah. Have you had like chips in a cone? Yeah. That's it, man." So I went to Mini Europe.
I think they like. I mean, it's like going. What is there to do in DC? I think in Brussels you can go to like whoever the European equivalent of like Harry Enton is, and they just do like poll trivia.
Yeah, pretty much.
and read off
Yeah.
about fun facts about liberal democracy.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I think we need to go there and go to some like.
Now I get why everyone's a Nationals fan there, because there's nothing else to do in DC. Like,
Yeah, but I think they just love it. I don't know.
fine, whatever. Fuck you.
Liking the
Rob.
Nationals is what to do in DC.
That's it. It's either that
It's
or
a
going
feature.
to pub quizzes about.
But it's not like a resigned like, guys, I'll be a Nationals fan. They're like, oh boy, I love baseball.
we definitely need to go to like a pub quiz run by some sort of EU wonk
Yep.
in Brussels.
we will.
Kieran's
lose,
gonna kill
he
it.
will win. Yeah. Exactly.
Fucking nail it. I will give that nerd a wedgie.
Kieran's gonna go fucking Joker mode on him.
Yes, let's do it. I'm in Joker makeup. No, we're all in Joker makeup. It's the four of us. It's just the Berlin Jokers is our pub quiz name.
On that note, any final words?
No.
No.
Poland is sus.
Yeah, Poland's sus as fuck. Yeah. On that note.
Levica is kind of hopeful, but that whole article was trash and I hated it. Watch out for those thrifty Kashoobs. They'll steal your money.
I don't know who that is. That could be racist. Everything you're going on. Who are they?
Especially when
I am just listing ethnic minorities of Poland that they just keep fucking forgetting exist.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye bye.
Our party in the club, drink a whiskey. 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 Our party in the club, drink a whiskey.